Hello students, welcome to my student support system. In today's class, we will discuss about structure and functions of skin. This lecture is in English, and if you want to study in Hindi, just click on I button and you will get link of Hindi lecture, or you can directly visit to channel My Student Support System. The skin comes under integumentary system. The skin, sometimes referred as the integumentary system, makes a protective covering of our body. It protects our body in a number of ways. The skin is the largest organ of our body and has a surface area about 1.5 to 2 square meter in an adult. There are two main layers of skin, or we can say skin is made up of two layers: epidermis and dermis. First of all, we will discuss the epidermis. Epidermis is the most superficial layer of the skin and is composed of stratified keratinized squamous epithelium. There are no blood vessels or nerve ending in the epidermis. So here we can see this is the epidermis layer. Epidermis contains four key cell types. What are these? These are keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and Merkel cells. So what are these? We will now discuss about these four types of cells. First is keratinocytes. These cells are organized in four layers, topmost layers. They are responsible for producing a protein called keratin. And keratin is a tough fibrous protein that provides protective power to the skin. Second one is melanocytes. Melanocyte cells produce a pigment melanin that is responsible for skin color. Next one is Langerhans cells. These cells are part of the immune system and arise from the red bone marrow. These cells migrate from the bone marrow to the epidermis. And then Merkel cells. A Merkel cell has the ability to have contact with the flattened process of sensory neurons and make a synaptic disc and help in the sense of touch. Now we come to the different layers of epidermis. The superficial and deeper layers of epidermis have approximately 5 layers. These are stratum basal, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. So this is from deep to top level. Now again we will discuss these different layers one by one. First one is stratum basal. As the name suggests, it is at the base. Okay, so here this is the stratum basal, and after that dermis starts. So epidermis layer is from here to here. The stratum basal is the deepest layer of the epidermis. This is made up of a single row of columnar cells. So this is the columnar cell layer, and this is the known as stratum basal. And these cells are keratinocytes, which rest on a basement membrane. So there will be a basement membrane, and then keratinocytes are arranged on it. This layer provides a definite border between dermis and epidermis. Here you can see clearly, this is a larger picture. So this is the basement membrane and these are the keratinocytes. So this is stratum basal. Second layer is stratum spinosum. Stratum spinosum lies above the stratum basal. So this is the basal and this is stratum spinosum. This layer is composed of several layers. The keratinocytes in this layer have spine-like projections. That's why we call it spinosum layer. The keratinocytes are tightly packed here. This tight packing arrangement provides strength and flexibility to the skin. Here you can see these are the spines. This is stratum spinosum and these are the cells, keratinocytes. Next one is stratum granulosum. The stratum granulosum lies above the stratum spinosum. So this layer is stratum granulosum. There are 3 to 5 layers of flattened keratinocytes. These cells contain granules. That's why we call it stratum granulosum. These granules are made up of water-resistant lipid, protecting the body from losing the excess fluid and at the same time protecting against the entry of microbes. Here, this is stratum granulosum. Granules are clearly seen. Next layer is stratum lucidum. There are 4 to 5 layers of flat dead cells. So this is stratum lucidum. This layer is not found on all aspects of body, only the area of thick skin. For example, heels. The cells have no nucleus and they are tightly packed, providing barrier to fluid loss. Here, this is stratum lucidum layer. And uppermost layer is stratum corneum. This is the outermost layer of epidermis and is made up of several layers. About 25 scale-like layers of dead keratinocytes are there. This layer provides physical barrier to the light and heat waves, microorganisms, chemicals, and injuries. This layer is continuously rubbed off and new layer come from the below. So in this way, the topmost layer is rubbed off and these layers come on the surface. So these skin layers are continuously rubbed off and new layer comes up. Here you can see in this picture, this is stratum corneum. So complete replacement of epidermis take place in about 30 days. Next is dermis. The second and deeper part of the skin is dermis. This is composed of strong connective tissue containing collagens and elastic fibers. So here up to this level there is epidermis and now dermis starts. It is made up of fibers that are collagen and elastic. This woven interlaced network of fibers has great tensile strength. So tensile strength to the skin is provided by dermis. Dermis can be divided into two layers, papillary aspect and reticular aspect. The papillary layer connects dermis to the epidermis. The fingerprints arises from this layer. Reticular aspect is attached to the subcutaneous layer, consists of dense irregular connective tissue containing fibroblast, bundles of collagens and some porous elastic fibers. Rupture of elastic fibers occur when the skin is overstretched, resulting in permanent tear or stretch mark that may be found during pregnancy and in obesity. The structure lies in the dermis are blood vessels, lymph vessels, sensory nerve endings, sweat glands and their ducts, hairs, erectorpili muscles and subcutaneous glands. Accessories of the skin, which includes sweat glands. These are widely distributed throughout the skin and are most numerous in the palms of the hand, soles of the feet, axilla and groins. They are formed from the epithelial cells. The sweat produced is clear, watery fluid and it is important in regulating the body temperature. Hairs. Hairs are present on most of the skin surfaces except palm and palmar surface of the feet, sole, fingers, etc. Each hair is composed of a column of dead keratinized epidermal cells bonded together by extracellular proteins. The shaft is superficial portion of the hair which is outside the skin, and deeper parts of the hair includes root. The root is the portion of the hair which is deep in the skin and it penetrates up to dermis. Surrounding the root of the hair is the hair follicle, which is made up of external root sheath and internal root sheath. Sebaceous glands and the bundle of smooth muscles are associated with the hairs. Sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands consists of secretory epithelial cells derived from the same tissue as the hair follicle. They secrete an oily substance called sebum into the hair follicle. Sebum keeps hair soft and pliable and give it a shiny appearance. On the skin it provides some waterproofing and act as a bactericidal and fungicidal effect and prevent infection. Next accessory of the skin is erectorpili. These are little bundles of smooth muscles. They are attached to the hair follicles. Contraction of these muscles make the hair stand erect like this and raise the skin around the hair, causing goose flesh. The muscles are stimulated by sympathetic nerve fibers in response to fear or cold. Here you can see these are the hairs. This is sebaceous gland and this is the muscle erectorpili, which is responsible for goose flesh, and these are the sweat glands. Next one is nails. So nails are the plates of tightly packed, hard, dead keratinized epidermal cells that form a clear, solid covering over the dorsal surface of the distal portion of fingers or digits. Each nail consists of a nail body, a free edge, and the root. The root of the nail is embedded in the skin and is covered by cuticle. So this portion of skin is cuticle, which forms the hemispherical pale area called lunula. So there will be a pale area called lunula. The nail plate is exposed part of the that has grown out of the germinative layer inside. This part is known as nail plate, and below the plate there is nail bed. So this is the basic structure of our nails. Functions of skin. Skin functions include sensation, thermoregulation, protection, excretion, absorption, and synthesis of vitamin D. For sensation, we can say that there are several receptor sites on the skin that have ability to sense the change in external environment in respect to temperature and pressure. These receptors are made up of nerve endings. The message picked up in the skin and transferred to the brain. Next function is thermoregulation. The skin has a role to play in the homeostasis through thermoregulation, helping to keep the temperature of our body within a narrow range. The amount of heat lost from the skin depends largely on the blood flow in the capillaries just under the skin. As body temperature rises, the arterioles dilate and more blood enter into the capillary network to decrease the body temperature. Protection. There are many ways in which the skin protects us. The skin forms a relatively waterproof layer which protects the deeper and more delicate structures. As an important non-specific defense mechanism, it acts as a barrier against invasion by microorganisms. Next is excretion and absorption. The skin has the ability to excrete substances from the body. Sweat is composed of water, sodium, carbon dioxide, ammonia, and urea. The skin has ability to absorb substances from the environment. A number of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, and some toxins such as lead are absorbed by the skin. Synthesis of vitamin D. The skin is actively involved in the production of and synthesis of vitamin D. For vitamin D to synthesize effectively, activation of a precursor molecule, that is 7-dehydrocholesterol, is a lipid-based substance in the skin, and it is activated by the ultraviolet rays of sunlight. That's why we say that vitamin D is synthesized by sunlight. Thank you students for watching this video. You can subscribe the channel for latest such videos. You can like Facebook page, and for making your notes, don't forget to visit mynursingstudents.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join Facebook group Nursing Notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.